Hey y'all, the wedding journal I made is finally finished. So their wedding was actually in November of last year, but I was told to take my time, and their colors were, let's see if I can open it like that. Their colors were blue and yellow, and the bridesmaid's dress, I saw a picture of it. I don't think it was pure white. I think it was a little off-white, but it was gorgeous. And so because I don't have a picture, and that fell out, I'll have to put that in. I tried to, I didn't try to. I handmade this dress out of a scrap of lace, and then I sewed it down. And this bust is actually, there's a piece of wood under there, and it was in that shape. I didn't have to shape it at all. Since it's an odd shape, I had to make its own wrapping paper. And so this is actual pieces from a real wedding dress that I sewed together to make it kind of rectangle so it could wrap around this whole thing and be all pretty, because I can't find a box that it fits in. So, and then this here is the tie that keeps the fabric on. So when we open it up, I forgot that I had put this in here. This has everybody's full names on who was what, and that's why it's taken me so long to shoot this video, because I didn't know how to hide that, and I don't know how to blur it out. So this here was one of their napkins, and I glued it onto a piece of paper that I dyed, and I laminated it. And then this here is an angel that my mom gave me, actually. It was a pin, but it broke, so. And then there are a few digitals in here, but not many. And this here was on the other side of this page. And these are belly bands that are actually notepads. And there's 3 of them in here. Put that back on later. There's 3 of them in here, and they all have different beads at the top, but I made it into a belly band, and then this is embossed with a journal card on the back. And the majority of the paper in here is hand dyed. Things like this is stuff that I got from the actual wedding. And there's a lot of journaling space in here that has blue and yellow on it. This is a CD case. And there's one attached to the other side. This I actually traced. It was on a plate that they had. And we got a pocket there. I have some die cuts that I used. This is just another journaling spot. And I had this 8.5 by 11 paper forever, and I cut it in half because I was finally able to use it. It was about wedding. There are a couple digitals in here that are wedding themed. Hand dyed paper. This coffee dyed. Here's the other side of that. Not really necessary for me to take these out, but there's a die cut on that too. And then hand dyed. This is Rit dye, and then I sprayed Rit dye on top of it. And here we have, this is a digital. I think it's Graphics Fairy, but I'm not sure. I have a lot of digitals that I get, and then I kind of hoard them. So I'll put that in later. And then this is a decoupage napkin and a little notebook. Another magazine page. And then this here is a graphic fairy digital, and I don't know if it's shiny in the camera, but I put a piece of acetate behind that and some journaling cards there. And I didn't put any photos in here only because that way I didn't want to pick the wrong pictures, and what if they wanted something else, you know? So that way they can put in their own pictures. There's plenty of writing space. There's plenty of space in here to glue things down. That's another notepad. And I might change this piece of paper out. I haven't decided yet, but there's some stamping in here too. More journaling cards from magazine pages. Another mini notebook with decoupage paper. Decoupage napkin. And then we have a side pocket. This is scrapbook paper and cutoffs. And this is actually a calendar. And I got a pocket. This is a calendar also. So there's a pocket there. There's a pocket there. And that's a pocket right there. Or it's a tuck actually. And that's why that clip is right there so it doesn't fall out. And then here's the center. And more digitals. Oh, I was actually able to print this on coffee or tea dyed paper, and it didn't jam my printer. I was kind of shocked. More hand dyed paper in a notebook. Yeah, most of this paper is hand dyed. This is cabbage dyed paper, and she could write on that side if she wants to. This side is kind of dark, but I put it in here in case she wanted to use this as like collage paper or something, because it does go and it's really pretty. And these yellow pages are actually, they all flip out like that. And this was on their table, or they had these on their tables. Some more petals. Let's see. Oh, handmade envelope that you can use as a journaling spot. And then the other side is a pocket, and this is hand dyed paper with some stamping on it. And then these trivia cards were also on the tables. Fun little game. And then here we have a deconstructed envelope. So I made an envelope out of scrapbook paper, and then I glued the base on, but I didn't glue it shut because you can use that for journaling also. Okay, and then some more hand-dyed and embossed paper. And then some pockets. These are little mini notebooks made out of scrap paper. Another little mini notebook made out of scrap paper. This is cardstock. This here is a photo album paper. Actually, this book was a photo album, and this is the pages that were in there. I had torn all the pages out so I could use them for something else, and I promptly lost most of them. I don't know where they're at. This is a really pretty piece of lace. I actually sewed it together right there, so they can take it off to write on that page, but I didn't, it's not glued down. And I did it that way because I didn't have a garter. See, I was so lucky that I found all these pictures that from magazines that match. Another embossed card. And these here, I had to extend some of the pages because this is an odd shape. I think it's like it's square. I think it's 9 by 9 or 10 by 10. Something like that. CD case. So this opens up. And I actually bought this paper like that, but the petals were starting to fall off. So I put some, well, that's supposed to be matte, but it's glossy. I don't even know what it's called, because it's kind of like, it's supposed to be like glue. Matte gloss, I think it was, or matte, I don't know what it's called. I'd have to look. Another one of those. And then this is a double belly band. Got some stamping there too. And I've been trying to do all my, got some paper in there. I've been trying to do all my flip throughs silent, but that says namaste. It didn't happen with this one. And that's an actual pocket that I need to put something in. Okay. This was their napkin also, and I printed it on muslin, and then just a piece of paper there. And I turned it into a side pocket. And this is a tuxedo scrapbook paper underneath. Isn't that pretty? And then, oh, I made my own gilding wax. That's what's on here. I'm not sure if it was a success or a failure, so I haven't shown that yet, but another hand-dyed card. And I wasn't paying attention, but this here is actually sewed down to, there's acetate behind there, and I meant to make that into a pocket, but I wasn't paying attention. And then I got a 4-pocket thing here, and I don't have a die for that. I hand cut those. Got a tuck spot back there, pocket tuck, little side pocket. This is also a notebook, leftover pieces. And then graphics fairy. And then I got a piece of braille. And this here was another part of the, I don't think there was anything on the back of that, but this is what was actually came from the wedding. And then some scrap paper, a little notebook. And then another handmade envelope that I put lines on. And then this is number 72. So let me see if I can give you a better look at, I gotta find where that goes to. So this is just sari silk and twine or jute with little wooden beads on there. And there's some keys on there too that don't have a home, so now they do. So I got some sari silk, and this is in like 4 or 5 different pieces. It's pretty big. And all these, this came from the same dress, just some lace. A lot of these are just scrap pieces. I don't know how big it is, but it's big enough to cover the whole thing. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I am bringing this to my friend today, so the whole family can look at it, and then give it to the married couple. So I hope everyone's having a great day, and happy crafting.